What you say, Sidewinders? Welcome back to another video. We got a regular event today that I'm going to be calling while we're still trying to figure out this lag. And today, we got something special for the first time ever. We are here in Sydney, Australia. Our first event overseas. And we've got 16 monster trucks, and we've also got a Slithery Serpent defending champ that's going to be back with us today. Introducing first, the arm-waving creature is back, and he's on the hunt for more brains. Please welcome Barry Musau in Zombie. Next truck out is a legendary Ford with big horsepower with a fantastic driver behind the wheel. Great looking machine. Please welcome Robert Fisher in the Liquidator. Next truck out is another legendary trucking driver. The purple and teal GMC design today. Please welcome Scott Stevens and King Crunch. Next truck out is another legendary trucking driver. Another classic Ford, always paying homage to his home state, no matter where he is. Please welcome Robbie Gray in the West Virginia Mountaineer. Next truck out is the Kitty Cat Pal from right here in Australia. He is sure to be a home crowd favorite in this one. Please welcome Billy Luther in the Aussie Predator. Next truck out is a Jeep design for a name we have seen before a while back in an event, and a great driver behind the wheel. Please welcome Scott Allen in Youngblood. Next truck out is a awesome looking Chevrolet with the 3D lightning bolts, running an in-house chassis as he stands it up on the back wheels. A great driver behind the wheel. Please welcome Pat Jber in Shocker. Next truck out is a great looking Dodge and a great driver running the blue design today, alternative to the green. And he'll be chasing down the other Serpent today. That we'll see a little later. Please welcome Rick Blackburn in Viper. Next truck out is another legendary Chevrolet that we usually call a mysterious truck, but for today, I want to take this opportunity to pay a tribute to a legendary driver that unfortunately we have lost. Please welcome Rob Nail in the NWO. Next truck out is another legendary trucking driver going back to his old S10 design for the event here in Australia today. Please welcome Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger. Next truck out is a great looking Dodge. Our first look at this one. A driver that's been with us before, usually driving the Raising Cane truck, but today he's going postal. Please welcome Buddy Tomkins in Next Day Air. Next truck out is a legendary trucking driver running his retro style today. Always a major competitor no matter where he is. Please welcome the icon, Dennis Anderson in Gravedigger. He's going over. Man, oh man, a miscue in the intros for Dennis. Next truck out is a great looking Marvel Comics themed truck. Very similar design, well pretty much the same design as Iron Man. A driver that usually drives Saigon Shaker behind the wheel of this one. Please welcome Ryan Disharoon in the War Machine. Next truck out is a legendary Chevrolet and legendary driver. Always does very well wherever he is. And did I mention this track is very slick, folks? Well, that shows you right there. But nonetheless, please welcome Paul Schaefer in Monster Patrol. Next truck out is another Marvel Comics machine that I just mentioned before, with a legendary driver behind the wheel, brought to life by the fine folks at Stark Industries. Please welcome Lee O'Donnell in Iron Man. And last but not least is our defending champion. He's changed it up a bit. He decided to keep the Ford flags on the back and go with the checkered bed tarp. Looking to defend. Legendary machine. Please welcome Colt Cobra and Snakebite. Yes, that was a rough landing there, folks, but remember, snakes don't have necks. Alright, round one. Rob Nell in NWO and Barry Musau in Zombie. Rob Nell, a infamous freestyle in NWO in World Finals 1. Legendary performer, always a pleasure to see this guy perform. This is a slick track here in Australia. Barry Musau as well, a great driver in Zombie, and we have got a good race. What a opening battle here between these two. Man, oh man, we'll have to wait on the officials in this one already. And the winner is Barry Musau in Zombie. Up next, Jim Kohler and Avenger going up against Robert Fisher and the Liquidator. Great trucks and drivers here, Chevy versus Ford. Jim Kohler may have to be a little careful. His trucks tend to slide a little more than the others, and it shows it right there as he clips the car and gets a little crossed up. But Robert Fisher slightly widened the last turn. We got a good one going. Here they come, another close race. Man, oh man. These guys are neck and neck right off the bat here in this one. The winner is Jim Kohler and Avenger. Up next, Buddy Tomkins and Next Day Air going up against Scott Stevens and King Crunch. Great looking machines here. We mentioned Buddy Tomkins debuting this Next Day Air truck. He usually drives Raising Cane, but he's trying to prove this truck out here today against the legend Scott Stevens and King Crunch. We got a good race coming around the final turn. It's another close one. He hung right there. It looks like King Crunch and Scott Stevens gets the win, but Buddy Tomkins hung right with him. And it is King Crunch. Scott Stevens moves on. Up next, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger going up against Robbie Gray in the West Virginia Mountaineer. Great trucks and drivers here. These two know each other well. Both of these trucks and drivers were participants in the first ever Monster Jam World Finals, World Finals 0. We got a good one coming around the final turn. Who's it gonna be? It looks like it's gonna be Dennis Anderson. Oh my, Robbie Gray goes over. And he saves it. He brings it back down. But it is Dennis Anderson moving on in the Gravedigger. Up next, Ryan Disharoon in the War Machine going up against Billy Luther in the Aussie Predator. Here we go, great drivers here. The Aussie Predator, Billy Luther, the home crowd favorite here, but he's facing a great driver in Ryan Disharoon. It looks like he has a slight lead coming around the final turn. He's got a little bit of tire shake going on, and Disharoon, man oh man, he made a race out of that one. It did look like Billy Luther had the lead, but Ryan Disharoon sure made up some ground through that turn. But it is the Aussie Predator barely hanging on to win. Up next, Paul Schaefer and Monster Patrol going up against Scott Allen and Youngblood. As we mentioned, a brand new Jeep designed for Scott Allen here in this Youngblood. He's got a big race against Paul Schaefer, who always does very good in this legendary Monster Patrol. We got another good race coming around the final turn. They are neck and neck coming to the line. What a race! Man, oh man, that's the closest one of the evening. Tip your hat there to Scott Allen and Youngblood. He just pushed Paul Schaefer to the limit, but it is Monster Patrol getting the win. Up next, Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man going up against Pat Jber and Shocker. Lee O'Donnell has been here a few times, both in Iron Man and the Mad Scientist. Pat Jber, our first look at him on the tourney course, we saw him in the straight lines in Bloomsburg. He has a little trouble there as he clips the car, and he goes way wide. And that's not what you want to do against Lee O'Donnell, who has a great run in Iron Man and gets the win. Pat Jber going for a ride in Shocker. Flips it over and he's busted the rear end, but Lee O'Donnell moves on. Up next, Colt Cobra and Snakebite going up against Rick Blackburn and Viper. Last matchup for round number 1, and this is a snake battle as well, folks. I bet neither one of these guys have necks. I'll never pass up an opportunity. But Rick Blackburn having a little bit of trouble in Viper as they come to the final turn. He got a little crossed up, but he's making up some ground. It's a close race. Man, oh man, Rick Blackburn really struggled in the first turn, but he made up a ton of ground in the last one, but it's not enough. Colt Cobra wins in Snakebite. On to round 2 now. Jim Kohler and Avenger going up against Barry Musau and Zombie. Great trucks and drivers here. This should be a good one. They were both strong in round number 1. Jim Kohler hugging the white line in the first turn. Barry Musau was slightly wide, but they are both having decent runs. But it looks like it's going to be Jim Kohler and Avenger. He nails both turns. Barry Musau wasn't far behind, but Jim Kohler, a fantastic run there, and he is going to take the classic Chevy S10 to the semifinals. Up next, Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger going up against Scott Stevens and King Crunch. This is a iconic battle here, 2 legends of monster trucks. This should be a good one. They both looking pretty good coming around the first turn. We got a pretty even race. Here they come around the final turn. Who's it going to be? Scott Stevens has to lift a little bit, and it's going to be Dennis Anderson. Over goes Scott Stevens. Upside down. Still trying to save it. Can he get it? Yes. But Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger moves to the semifinals. Up next, Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man going up against Billy Luther and the Aussie Predator. Great trucks and drivers here once again. Billy Luther, as we've mentioned, the home crowd favorite here in Sydney. In this Aussie Predator truck, he's made it to a finals before, but he's got a big matchup with Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man, who is always strong. Here they come to the line. It's a good race. It's a close one, but it's low. Watch out, over goes Lee O'Donnell. Iron Man on his top, but it is Lee O'Donnell getting the win in Iron Man. Up next, Colt Cobra and Snakebite going up against Paul Schaefer and Monster Patrol. Legendary battle here once again. These two go way back. We mention the Penda series all the time here in these competitions. That is where these two know each other well from. Paul Schaefer almost washes out in the first turn, trying to make up some ground coming into the last. He's not going to be able to. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, Colt Cobra and Snakebite is flying, and he is going to take the Slithery defending champion to another semifinals. On to the semifinals now. Jim Kohler and Avenger going up against Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man. Great trucks and drivers. We have got a great semifinals set up here between some great machines and fantastic drivers. They both have great first turns. Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man looking strong. Jim Kohler goes a little bit wide. Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man is going to go to the finals. He knew he had to hug those lines to keep up with Avenger, and that's absolutely what he did. Great run there, and Lee O'Donnell is taking Iron Man to the finals. Up next, Colt Cobra and Snakebite going up against Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Winner goes on to the finals to meet Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man. Two legendary machines. Once again, we got a good one going. Give a slight edge to Gravedigger coming to the last turn, but Colt Cobra's right there in Snakebite. Here they come to the line. It's close. It's a very close race. Colt Cobra got some parts shearing off a Snakebite. We'll wait on the officials. And the winner is Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger, and he's going to the final round. It's time for the finals, and we got a good one. Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man and Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Fantastic drivers that have been around for a long time, and great trucks. Lee O'Donnell flawless through the first turn, a little crossed up on the ramp, but he has the lead. And he is looking smooth as silk. Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man has done it. Over goes Dennis. Gravedigger's upside down, and he's back up. He didn't even scratch the truck. But Lee O'Donnell lays down a fantastic run in Iron Man, and he claims the trophy in Sydney, Australia. And he will get a checkered flag to put on the back of that awesome looking machine at our next event. Man, oh man, he knew he was going to have to push that thing to the limits to hang with Dennis in Gravedigger. And he has absolutely been on a different level through these turns all evening long. Lee O'Donnell once again makes history. He is the first winner of an overseas event in Iron Man. Well, that's going to be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to Lee O'Donnell and Iron Man. Enjoy the rest of his celebration. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, we will see you next time with some more monster truck action. So long, everybody.